You see, what actually is success? I think everybody has a different definition. I've asked many people who I would consider to be hyper successful this same question, and every single person has given me a completely different answer. So, first off, how would I define success? I would break it down first off into three categories, at least to my current understanding. Category one would be a monetary success. Are you wealthy enough to where you are not worrying about money and you can completely support yourself and your family and whoever else you are trying to? I think everybody's going to have a different number on their bank account, which would consider themselves economically successful. So I leave that up to you. The second is going to be physicality. Are you physically capable and are you in good health? This one for me is the most important. Have you ever had a period in your life when you've been incredibly unhealthy or your actual health has been very bad? Let's say you broke a bone or had a severe injury or had something wrong with you. I'm sure that you would trade everything in the world just to be healthy because I have experienced that. I have had incredibly dense injuries. And because of that, I swore to myself that no matter what happens, I am always going to prioritize my physical health over everything else because there is nothing else that matters. There's too many people, and I wouldn't even consider these people successful at all, but I will get to that in a minute, where they are incredibly rich and I mean, just unbelievably rich, but they're a fat slob, just eating donuts and fucking chicken wings all day, and have no regards to how they actually feel from a internal perspective, how their body looks. It just is pathetic, I think. I find it very hard to truly well, I don't, unfortunately. I can't truly respect somebody who does not have their uh, physical aspect of their life in at least decent shape. I'm definitely going to piss a lot of people off, but that is quite literally the bare minimum. All right, number three, your mental and intellectual capabilities. How much have you learned and how much can you recite? I think this means different things for different people. But I always used to consider myself dumb. When I was going through school, I was like, "Oh, I'm just not that smart. This does not come easy to me, therefore I am not smart." That is not what I consider smart. I would say, can you, or even if you don't understand something, will you learn it until you do understand? Because everybody has the ability to grow their intellectual capability. Let's use the analogy of most people on Earth without some sort of disability or age that is preventing them, if they trained hard enough and long enough, eventually they would be able to run a marathon. It might not be a run, it might be a walk, it might take 12 hours. But if their life depended on it, they would be able to do it. Why? Because your muscles learn to get stronger and better, and you get better over time if you train something. If you go to the gym every single day and you stick to a workout regime, you are going to see results. Some people are going to see results in a week. Some people it will take 5 years, but everybody will see those results. And your brain is also a muscle. It can also learn. It will learn. If you teach it, if you spend enough time on something, it will learn and it will get smarter. So those are the three buckets that I break it down into: monetary success, physical success, and mental success. Now, do I consider myself successful? Before I get into that, let me first give you some of the other answers that I've heard. I think the best answer that I've heard is maximum self respect because he said everything comes down to self respect. He said, "You see, those three things that you mentioned, all of those come down to me completely respecting myself at the end of the day or having maximize the amount of respect that I have." He said, "Who do you respect the most?" And I forget who I said, but he said, they are going to have these characteristics that you just mentioned. They are going to have a lot of money. They're going to be in great shape and they are going to be incredibly smart and have a lot of topics of conversation that they can go on long, stringent, very nuanced discussions about. And I think he sums it up a lot better than me. Another person who I respect to the utterest of degree, he said to him, success would be reaching your maximum potential. And I said, okay, well, by that definition, do you consider yourself successful? And this is a guy who retired a long time ago. He is still very young. He is in very good shape. He's one of, if not the smartest person I've ever met from the standpoint of they have trained their brain to the highest degree that I've ever met in my entire life. It is idolizingly admirable. And he said, I've done so much. And he named some of the incredible feats that he did. I've done so much in my life. And Josh, I don't want to sit here and sound like an arrogant prick telling you I don't consider myself successful because look at this. All these things I listed out, I am utterly successful by every single definition. But he said, have I reached my maximum potential? He said, no. He said, so I can't consider myself truly successful. He said, I may have successful capabilities by other means, but I have not reached my complete uh, version of calling myself successful. And this guy's a bit older now. So to say that he's not reached his peak in his 50s, that is something to admire greatly, I think. And he's someone that is continuously striving for that. Another answer that I thought was phenomenal was acting as if you are in the way of trying to achieve success. So basically going through the process. He said, describe to me the day of somebody who is incredibly successful. And I said, well, they're probably going to wake up around 6 a.m., maybe go to the gym, eat super healthy. They're going to be doing work, running a business, managing employees, having a family, a wife, a kid, doing all these things. And he said, success is not a end goal. It is a process. And he said, you are successful if you are living every day as if you were chasing some sort of success. And I thought that was brilliant too. So, am I successful? All these definitions are different. And I think mine will definitely develop over time. But no, frankly, no. Because through my first definition, by some people's means, I have reached some sort of economic success, but I don't feel that way. And if I don't feel like I can support the people that I want to, and I feasibly can't right now, I could not retire my mother right now. I could not retire my father and my sister's at graduate school. I could not pay for her living situations. I could not support a lot of the people that I would like to. Then, therefore, I don't consider myself a monetarily success. From a physical standpoint, I am in great shape, but am I in the best shape I've ever been in? No. But am I dreadful about the physique that I have and the health? No, I am actually in a decent position right now. So I would say a moderate level of success there. Whereas mental, no, I would say not even close. And this is definitely going to be the longest journey because it takes so long for me to grasp and understand topics. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that takes ever a long time." Yeah, it does. But we all have our weak suits, and mind is definitely the the fucking brain inside of these two walls. So I have a long process to go before I think I'll ever consider myself mentally successful. I think the monetary success will come much further than the mental. And then once I have the monetary success, I think it will be much easier to spend my days learning as much as possible about a variety of different subjects that I have interest in. I would wonder how you would describe success because I've yet to hear two people give the same answer. A lot of them are different clauses of the same answer, but it's weird that we use the term, is this person successful? Or wow, this man is so successful. It's such a broad statement when I've yet to hear two people give the same definition of success. It's interesting to say the least. Today is day 12 of my 1,000-day journey. If you want to check out some more videos, I highly recommend it. And I will see you guys tomorrow.